Hello, hello, and welcome back to Hero Infinite with Atomic Squid.
Hello,
Yeah,
hello,
yeah, yeah. Links down
hello.
below to the Gash Network where you can find more of Atomic Squid and follow their Twitter too. Plug, 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 my friends.
Thank you, thank you. Uh, things. They're fantastic. It's great to be here. What a bloody fantastic day.
Yeah. So let's do that thing where we actually tried to hop right into the action right away, huh?
Yeah,
So, because I'm trying to meander less in the intros. Uh, all the meandering was done before I hit the record button.
it's not meandering if you're, not having fun.
Yee. Wait, it's not meandering if you're not having fun. So if you're having
Right.
fun, it's meandering. Understood.
I mean, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So, uh, this is the second part of Killstreak story. Blah blah blah. People should have a rough understanding of how Hero Infinite works. I tried to put the name of every hero in the title of every single one, so you know how to keep watching one hero's continued story. Although, secret. Pretty soon, I'm going to be creating a individual playlist for each and every single hero. So it'll be easier to follow the stories of individual heroes. Yeah.
Sweet.
Alright, it's gonna come soon enough. I'm working on getting some things done in the background for it. Also, there's actually a few big changes coming to the playlist soon enough. Uh, Listen, ARM, when you give me input, I don't. You gotta remember the way that it works is I'm reluctant about it, and then 4 months later, I come to the conclusion that I should do that, and that the person who gave me the input was right.
These things take time.
Yee. I don't want to jump and make changes too fast because I'm not sure if they're a good idea without putting proper months worth of thought into it. Yes, let's stop meandering. So, hang on. Adjusting mic. As we begin, we open up on the Cerulean Industries Cerulean Industries Middle Eastern headquarters. The main tower, like the main building that communicates with all of the other businesses they have throughout the Middle East.
Yep.
And no, I'm not being an asshole and being like Middle East is just one collective country. They have continental based bases of operation.
Yes.
So it's what their company does. So there's like Discordant City is the main skyscraper to communicate with all of the rest of the businesses in all of North America, U.S., Canada, and Mexico, and Caribbean islands and all of that.
Okay. Yep.
But they also have smaller buildings that are like secondary. But anyway,
Yeah,
we open up on the building they have to look over all of the Middle East. In words. I had the name of the city that it's in.
Take your time.
Hold on. Sorry. I thought I had all my notes in order. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm a good DM, I swear.
It's quite alright, man. In the meantime, didn't you post a certain series of videos on your YouTube plug recently? Like I don't know, a certain person playing on a ship being raided by pirates, and
wait, do you mean me and Arm playing Halo? Yes.
maybe yes, ooh.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, I found the name of the city. It's the Middle Eastern city of Khalifa. There we go.
Khalifa.
Yes. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's the Arabian word for ruler. And you know, in the middle, it's like, you know, the way I would describe this is a city bordering on cyberpunk. It is the most advanced city in the Middle East, primarily from Cerulean Industries pumping money into the industry here, so that like their headquarters is in a nice city, essentially.
Yeah.
And the crowning sapphire in the center of the city, the city's skyline, crown-esque skyline, is the Cerulean Industries Tower, a large skyscraper that, like, sort of like, take a normal skyscraper and twist it, so, like, you know, instead of flat sides, it sort of twists around, and that's the design of the building. It has a, like, helix shape.
Okay.
And as we move in onto it, you know, there's security guards all walking around, and they're carrying these, like, strange, like, almost energy weapon-looking guns. Like, you know the old G.I. Joe cartoon, how they use laser guns, not real guns? They're carrying weaponry like something from a 90s cartoon. Okay. All with, like, little bits of glowing energy on them and stuff.
Yeah. Like something from Star Wars, almost.
Yeah, like it looks like it could still be a modern day weapon, but it just has that touch of weird sci-fi tinge to it.
Okay.
You know, they're all, like, the guards are walking through, like, you know, just being security in a building. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it better. And
wait, say that again. You kind of cut up.
Being security, you know, they're walking around being security in a building. I don't know how to describe it better.
Oh, okay.
And as they're walking through, we sort of, one of the guards is, like, walking by, like, he's in the hall, like, he's walking along, and he stops, and he, like, is looking out a window for a moment, and the guard that was with him turns the corner. And as he turns to go and start walking again...
Oh, hold on one second.
Bum 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 ba ba dum ba dum ba da 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 dun da dun da. Right as we get right as I get my mind together and we get into the flow of it, huh? Also, I love fucking Tyrant King's rendition of the Atomic Squid in emoji form over there in chat. Oh, I'm saying I'm a good DM in chat.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, so there's a guard, he goes around the corner.
Yeah, one goes around the corner, and as the other one goes to follow, he gets grabbed and pulled off into a room. And as we move over, we see Killstreak in his full armor, successfully stealthing through a skyscraper in it. So, to backtrack a little bit, or basically, like, you, like, have the guard, like, hand over his mouth. And let's backtrack a little bit to explain how you got here.
Okay.
Since the discovery you made about the war being in the Middle East being perpetuated for militaristic profit, you have decided that you want to stop this, you know? You want to blow the lid off this information, you want to make, like, fix or you want to, like words. You just want to stop this meaningless violence, and the best way you've decided to do that is to take down the main people profiting from it and the main people instigating it. And the first and foremost of those would be Cerulean Industries, who are hugely funding this war and inventing new weapons for it.
Yes.
And the first and best location to go would be their headquarters in this region of the world. Which, from your understanding, you know, all of their different corporate headquarters almost serve a different purpose. With, like, the European one primarily being there for economic and, like, stock balancing. Or, like, the American one being the main building that everything else filters to. And this one being the center of their weapons research and futuristic technology.
Okay.
Ooh. Also, hold on. Apparently, Tyrant King posted a picture of what a Helix building would look like in the Discord. Hell yeah. Oh wow, actually that's a really good example of what I was trying to describe. Let me go ahead and make that visible on stream real fast. Thank you.
Reminds me of Oscorp from the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Ooh, I love the Amazing Spider-Man films. Well,
See,
I love the first one.
I love the intricate villains that they had compared to the Sam Raimi trilogy, but I always felt that Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man. Not to say that Andrew Garfield is a fan;
he's not as good of a Spider-Man. He was better than Tobey Maguire in that this was the first time Spider-Man was shown with the intelligence he's supposed to have.
Yes,
but the rest of his portrayal did feel a little off. Tom Holland, beautiful Spider-Man. That being said, fuck Disney, don't support Disney films. Go out and pirate these movies. Yes, I'm supporting piracy, because fuck Disney. If you'd spend even a few seconds looking into that company, you'll realize they're the shittiest company in the world. Actually, no, Nestle's the shittiest company in the world.
Followed by EA.
Anyway, cool. This is sort of what the building looks like. Imagine that, but taller.
Okay.
But yeah, so you had when we had left off, you had stolen a VTOL.
Yes.
Speaking of shitty companies, yeah, good point, Arm. Cerulean Industries. Yeah. You had stolen one of the excuse me, one of the VTOLs, and you basically you landed your VTOL on a nearby building recently, which not a lot of people got to, thrown off by, because VTOLs fly all around all the time, and it's a military vehicle. You are able to, without even speaking to somebody, send through some military clearance with the touch of a few buttons, and they were just like, oh, it's just a military vehicle coming in for a landing, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And you basically, you had leapt from the neighboring building to this one, grabbed the side of it, went to to an air duct, and made your way into the building, and now here you are in the building, not entirely knowing what you need to do or what you're gonna do, but you do know that this building is gonna have some important information you need to figure out your future moves.
Mm-hmm.
And as we stand, you currently have a guard held in your arms, and you're in an unused board meeting room.
Okay, so I'm gonna knock him out.
Yeah, knock the guy out.
Yeah.
You just clonk him on the head, and he falls limp in your arms. I'm not gonna do a skill check for that because you're a super soldier in power armor. I'm just gonna give it to you.
So, out of curiosity, in this boardroom, are there areas that would be able to hold an unconscious body of sorts?
Yeah, there's big cabinets, yeah, you know what I mean, cabinets.
Yeah, he's gonna stuff the body in the cabinets, but actually, you know what? No, before he even does that, he's gonna kind of go through the guy's pockets, see looking for a radio to keep chatter or
He does have a little radio on his clipped to his chest.
Okay, so he's gonna take the radio and put his stash it in his inventory or his pockets or something like that.
Yeah. You have built into your armor various little not instead of pouches, the armor just has little built into its armor empty chambers that can be opened up to store things. That's where you actually keep your pistol, in a thigh space. All over your armor is spots where you can push a button, and it's not a button, it's a sensor that senses your glove's fingertips, so other people can't open them, where you touch it and then it opens that piece of the armor and you can stash things inside.
Okay, so he's gonna stuff it to one of those areas, and then he's gonna just kind of look for keys or something like that. Something that could be useful.
Hang on, so I'm gonna do a observation and or intelligence check. So if you have anything that boosts either of those categories, let me know.
The only thing I could probably say is military background. Um,
Uh,
that's a +1 to all related skill checks.
I'm gonna say in this case, no, that doesn't benefit it.
Okay.
But you still passed. You realize his badge, like his like the name tag badge, as you are like looking at him, you lift it up and you look, and like as the light catches it, it has like circuitry embedded into it. It's not just a card, but it's got some sort of like sensors in it.
He's gonna snatch that. And all right, so he's relatively picked, I would say, at this point. So now he's gonna like stuff him into one of the cabinets.
Do you try and take his gun?
Oh, he has a gun on him.
Yeah, I mentioned they're all carrying these sort of like laser gun things.
Oh, I thought this was just like one of those standard ones that had like a baton or some shit like that.
Yeah, not all the guards in the building are carrying guns.
Okay, so you know what? I am gonna take his gun.
You take it and you spend a moment looking at it, and like, it looks sort of like a assault rifle in a sense, but more sleek. It looks like it's been designed not just for practicality, but to look nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's got a very sleek, smooth look to it. No like sharp angles on it.
Okay.
And it doesn't have a spot to reload it, but what it does have is a fucking charger port, which you take a moment and look at and you realize it's not like a USB charging port, it's not a plug charging port. That has the charging port of a Cerulean Industries phone, which of course they don't use standard industry, or you know how a lot of companies they're like most companies will use USB or another like industry standardized plug cable. Cerulean Industries products, every product uses their patented plugs.
Yeah.
And you can see it's like clearly one of those, which, you know, you could take a Cerulean Industries phone charger and charge this gun with that.
Okay.
But you see that so it looks like it charges, not reloads. And in addition, you see a little knob on the side of intensity. And on the one side it has 3 settings: pain, stun, kill.
All right. I'm just gonna mentally remember that for this gun. And
What do you want to set it to for now?
I'm gonna set it for stun.
Okay.
All right. So he's gonna stuff the body after taking his gun, and at this point, I think he's gonna go just stealthily creeping around corner to corner, checking areas that he can go, and seeing what the area is like.
Alright, so I'm gonna do a stealth check, which comes at a disadvantage because you're in bulky power armor.
Yes.
You don't have anything that boosts your stealth capabilities, do you?
Not in this iteration.
Alright. Holy fucking shit. You rolled, in your roll, 2 10s, which means they burst, giving you extra dice, which rolled 2 more 10s. One of which succeeded, the other one, the extra die was a failure, but still, you got 5 successes. It's really fucking good. Sweet. Considering the average success range is 1 to 2.
Yeah.
So, you are slipping through this building like you're a fucking Metal Gear Solid protagonist. Have you ever tried doing a stealth run in Fallout 4 while in power armor? That shit ain't easy, and you're pulling it off.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Which... It's worth mentioning that the bulkiness of your power armor does lie somewhere between Master Chief and Fallout power armor.
Yeah, it's
a little bit bulkier. It's about as bulky as the Doomslayer's armor.
Yes. Yeah, I know what you mean.
To draw comparisons to popular pop culture.
And it's got like a backpack on top of it too, where his shields kind of come from.
Yeah, because you got the big ass shield generator.
Yeah.
But so,
right.
you're like slipping through. You'll like peek around corners, see guards and stuff. I mean, it makes sense that you're good at this. You're not necessarily a stealth operative, but you've been on stealth type missions.
Yes.
So you're trying to make your way through and just like get a sense of things.
Okay.
There's no... it's not like they have, like, maps thrown up on every wall or something. This isn't fucking an Arcane Studios game.
No, yeah.
if there was a map, it probably would have only been on the ground floor lobby, which you would look a little suspicious walking through there, because at this point it's been over a week, over a couple weeks, and people probably know that you went AWOL.
Yes.
So, are you looking for any type of room? You're just looking for a room that can give you information, correct?
Yeah, or not specifically, like vaguely, he's just going for a room that can provide him the most information.
I'm gonna give you sort of an intuition check, and I'm going to increase the dice using your military training, because this is a situation where I think your military training, because you need to understand enemy bases, would come in handy.
Okay.
All right. And God, you've played a lot less than other players, so every now and again I'll have to re-explain little rule elements to you. If you want to spend hero points, you have to say it as either you or I are declaring the action or the roll before the results are specifically stated.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know, if you want to spend hero points, that you need to actively bring it up.
Okay.
Which you're having a little bit of trouble getting an idea of where you should go next. So if you're gonna try and do more, I guess,
he's gonna tap into the radio, try and see like if there's any like chatter or something like that.
Oh, that's clever. You tap into the radio chatter, hear people talk.
Yeah.
You start cycling through and like, Cerulean Industries logo. Oh, okay. Yeah, Arm's been doing a lot of like corporate designs for the setting, and she. Oh yeah, I remember she showed me this. I liked it. So hang on, I'm gonna go ahead and show that on stream.
Oh, there's the thing also too.
What?
The thing, the Marvel.
Oh yeah, got it. Yeah, I'll go and show that thing. The thing that you had commissioned. Yeah, I'll show that on stream.
Yeah, feel free, like I said, to use that for like whatever.
So, here's the Cerulean Innovation sort of logo, controlling the future.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and hang on. Oh yeah. Fucking Bodil's drew comic book cover for one of his sessions. I love it when he does those. Small Ike. I love the art that is coming out of this. Oh yeah, everybody, go ahead and check this out. R made a music playlist for her character called Bend Over the Musical. I love that little bit. But this, I love this. Greg commissioned this. It makes me happy seeing everyone getting so invested in this setting.
Well, it's pretty good, man. It's really good, actually.
If y'all want to see things like this as they're posted, go ahead and hop down to the Discord server below. You know, just check things out. People pull this stuff on the team.
You'll find space pirates, you'll find wizards and hobgoblins, and you'll find Danny DeVito.
Yeah, and you'll find democracy, where you can vote on what games I play.
Yes.
And you say Danny DeVito, but there's actually a running Danny DeVito joke in mine and Arm's Homestuck reading series. Kinda interest you in an egg in these trying times.
I'm just looking for an egg, so I started blasting.
Danny DeVito is truly a god among men.
Yes.
And he should have been cast as Dr. Eggman in the Sonic movies. Jim Carrey is an amazing Dr. Eggman, but Danny DeVito has the proportions. Teach him to walk on stilts, and then he's literally shaped like Eggman.
Yes, holy shit, I just realized that.
Anyway, back on track. We've been going for 24 minutes.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I don't mind the little tangents, although I know that it can be a little, for some viewers. But I mean, if you're not in it for the tangents, why are you watching my channel?
I know, right?
So, Brain. I can use words. Right. So you start like listening through the chatter, and there's mostly what you get is people giving like little like check-ins of like, oh, like everything okay on this end. Yeah, like you don't hear too much of particularly like jump out chatter.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna proceed on foot to uh, another room. Maybe
Okay.
that'll provide me some information.
To give a rough idea of the layout of the building as well, just so you know like how you're navigating, most floors, there are exceptions, but most of the floors have this same layout of there's a hall that or there's a all of them have a big like cross-shaped hallway, like a plus-shaped hallway that runs through it with an elevator shaft in the center. And elevator shafts and stairways in the center of the building. Okay. And at each of the corners of or in all the segments of the cross, there'll be either collections of meeting rooms, generic office space, something befitting whatever's been assigned to the area. And the entire tower is Cerulean Industries owned. Some companies own a skyscraper and then they rent out floors of them. A good example being the Vermeil Industries building that's been seen in setting. Like, Vermeil Industries only uses the top, like 12 floors of their skyscraper. The rest of it is rented out buildings. This entire skyscraper Cerulean Industries has made use of.
Okay.
So
he's just going to go into one of those meeting rooms on the opposite end of the hall. Maybe that's going to have some sort of...
just moving around, popping in areas, trying to, like, figure things out.
Yeah.
As you enter one of the rooms, you see, there's, like, a PowerPoint presentation was left set up from either a meeting that's going to happen or a meeting that already happened. And, like, that's the first thing you see of, like, mild interest to look at. And you go over, and as you're clicking through, you see they're trying to use the recent events in Discordant City of the giant monster attack has a way to promote getting a lot more of their military weaponry that they have here.
He's going to save a tab on that.
Save a tab on what? The giant monster attack?
Yeah.
Which how connected to the news cycle have you been since what happened, since you went AWOL?
He heard a little bit of some sort of monster in Discordant City, and he knows a little bit of a group of thieves that got buckered by you know what, fuck it. He knows about the Ace D'Angelo kind of stories a little bit.
All right, but yeah, like, they're basically like talking about how the weird chaos that's been going on in Discordant City, from the giant monster attacks to some of the other sightings, can be an opportunity for them to start levying the selling of their military equipment to police forces in America, and trying to like bring some of their technology out, as well as the idea that this additional funding can start to bring back it might be worth reopening previously defunct research projects and trying to throw those at the military again. And you actually see they have the footage of when you fought the giant robot scorpion all those years ago.
He's just thinking to himself, so they must have been watching it. Well, not they must have been watching it, but like, how much have they collected on him using his moves like that?
Yeah, so there's talk of them trying to like bring that project back up to the military now that there's larger threats for the U.S. military to deal with.
Okay, so that's another thing that he's going to be saving tabs on.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, you still have a camera in your headset, so you can record and take pictures of everything you're doing as you go about.
Yeah. Actually, another thing also too, he's gonna look around. Are there any security cameras in the room?
There have been security cameras around now that you're looking at them.
He's just gonna be thinking like, if like security Well, no, because the radio would have been letting him know if they noticed him by now, right?
Sorry, repeat that?
The radio he took off the guard.
Yeah, no one's mentioned having seen you. You've been careful to try and avoid being spotted by the cameras too much.
Okay, so he's gonna like take
Also,
mental note.
sorry. I want to go on a quick tangent. This is a piece of artwork from Alex Ichum. I'm going to straight put a link to where I found it. I just remembered that someone had sent me this, and it's very good. I'm going to post this in Alric Talk over on Discord. I'm going to show it on stream. This is roughly what your VTOL looks like. I haven't had a good reference image of what I've had in my head until this.
Okay.
So let me just quickly... Okay. That is sort of what the VTOL that he has is cool. Like, but with much more broad, flat at wings on the side, rather than the turbines.
Okay.
Sorry. I feel like giving that contextualization of, like... And it's a little bit smaller, because if you look at the size of those people, it's about half the size.
Okay.
So, that's your current, like, base that you're able to move around in when you leave.
Alright. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he's gonna basically, like, take mental note that there's security cameras and try and find a security room.
Alright. So now you're actively looking for the security room. Alright.
Yeah.
Again, I'm gonna do a check to see of like your understanding of how things like this would be laid out. So, odds are, if they had a security room, it would be on one of the lower floors. So you make your way to the staircase, start going down, and make your way to like, do you walk down the stairs, or do you take the elevator? How do you go down?
Well, he'd take the stairs because taking the elevator is like ringing a dinner bell.
Yeah. I just love the idea of this guy in power armor walking down the stairs of a fucking skyscraper. It's like, kunk, 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 kunk. You make your way all like down really far to where the security room would be, or where you think it would be. And you start sneaking through the halls again. I'm gonna give you another stealth check at this point. Okay. I've been doing rolls in the background pretty periodically that like people just can't see.
Okay.
And which, for a guy in fucking power armor, you keep fucking smashing out of the park.
Splinter Cell is with me. Splinter Cell is with me.
When you plan for the players to set off a security system, but they keep making weirdly good... The Paladin keeps making weirdly good stealth checks.
And, like, the Paladin's wearing, like, quite literally the tankiest armor. He's, like, nudging against the wall.
Literally in power armor, and you're, like, sneaking past all of these guards. So you make your way to where the security room is, and, as you approach the door, you see, like, a lot of the doors have just been, normal opening, closed doors. This one is, like, fucking, like... those automated doors in sci-fi films that open side to side? It's one of those things. And as you walk over, you see that there's a little thing for, like... someone's, like, push something again. It's almost like a thumbprint reader, but a little bit bigger.
So he's gonna pull out the key card he has, and he's gonna...
hold it up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the door opens up, and you see... the security room has one long desk with 2 seats at it and a wall of screens. And there's just 2 guards sitting there. They're not looking at the screens. They're looking at the desk in front of them, as you see that they have a fucking, like, a board game set up in front of them that they're playing.
So they're concentrated on the board game.
Yep, they have not been watching the security cameras at all.
Okay. So... Damn. Okay. Is there a way for him to go over to maybe, like, close to the table without them noticing him and just, like...
They're faced away from where you are, so yes.
Okay, so he's gonna do that.
And what are you gonna do when you walk up to them?
Well, knock him out.
Alright, you just, like, clock them both on the head with either hand, and they just fucking fall forward. They just drop like sacks of potatoes.
And he's going to move because, they're playing chess, I would assume. He's going to move one guy's bishop to the middle of the chess.
Yes, they were playing a chessboard, and you just fucking shift the board around a little bit. That's great.
All right. So he's going to go over to, like, the computer control panel and just look at everything he needs to know about, not just, if they've been keeping tabs on, like have the cameras seen him inside the building.
Some of the security footage has definitely seen you.
Okay.
From what you can tell, from here, there's no way to easily just scrub all footage of it. So long term, they're gonna have footage of you, and you don't, like... And I'm gonna give this to you. They're not a dumbass company. Odds are this is all actively being backed up to an off-site location.
All right, so he's thinking like he's scrapping all hopes of scrubbing himself out of the system. But he's going to be taking this time to see what he needs to know of the place through the security cameras.
Actually get a thorough idea of the layout. So, large chunks of the building are dedicated to meeting rooms, like offices. There's an entire 2 floors that you realize at the top are dedicated to basically a living quarters, basically a tiny McMansion is the top 2 floors. And you get the feeling that that's probably fucking... words. In all likelihood, that's for the... high-ranking members of the company to stay when they're visiting, rather than having to get a hotel.
Okay.
You do realize they also have a few R&D rooms where they're working on different technology, and you can see things like, half-constructed... So, I'm gonna say, there's a distinct difference between power armor and exoskeletons. Yes. Exoskeletons are what the Cerulean Innovations security team are wearing with you. They provide no armor, they provide enhancements to strength, the ability to survive falling great distances, things like that.
Yes.
Armor, like what you have, provides defensive buffs and is like actually protective equipment. Yes. They're working on exoskeleton technology, as well as some weaponry and like other like small pieces, like mostly military-looking stuff that they are like studying. And you do notice one room that looks a suspiciously large amount like a big old like computer room. And that you get the sense that like that's probably an important room, and it's in like the R&D floor. Like the chunk of floors that are dedicated to R&D, the dead middle of those floors has an entire floor that's dedicated to computer banks and servers for like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big room full of, like, computer banks and information. And it's like, if you're gonna be looking for dirt on them, that seems like the best place to go.
All right, he's gonna upload, like, a waypoint to himself and navigate the building to there.
Yeah. God, I love the idea that you just try to, like, give yourself video game UI.
It's what I know, damn it!
So, you start making your way to the location. I'm gonna give you another stealth check. Finally, you failed a stealth check. Jesus Christ.
Shit.
So, as you're like, you start making your way up the stairs to that floor, and while you're walking up the stairs, like, right next to you, a door opens up. And you just look over and there's a security guard there. And he closes the door.
Oh, shit, he's gonna quickly go after him.
Yeah, you open the door again, and you can hear on the radio at the same time as you're opening the door him being like, we have an intruder on like floor blah blah blah. Like I don't know exactly what floor you're on.
He's gonna blast him with like his stun thing.
Yeah, you zap him and he's like, and it's like his whole body tenses up and he just like falls flat on the ground, eyes still open.
He's gonna walk over and just whack him unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna pick up the radio and he's gonna try and mimic his voice to make it sound like as if it was an error, and like, give an excuse, going like, "My apologies.
Okay.
Thought it was an intruder. Realized that I've been awake for at least 24 hours, and yeah, I'm tired, and I just can't wait to start my vacation."
So I'm definitely going to give you a check. Let's see if they're calling the bluff. You're fucking with me. You rolled 1 success. 1. They rolled -1 success. So they believe you, and stealth is maintained.
Yes.
I love that the guy in power armor is being better at stealth in their second session than the actual master thief did in their second session.
Oh no.
Similar situation. Both he broke into a skyscraper. He kept failing stealth check after stealth check while he had all the advantages in the world on stealth. You're just in power armor, added disadvantage. Sneaking, impersonating voice, sneaking.
Yes.
Yeah, with a disadvantage from your power armor. So yeah, you continue on successfully.
All right. So.
I assume you'd take the body off somewhere to hide it, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna give you another stealth check in that moment.
I'm gonna apply my hero points in that one.
How many?
I'm applying 5.
Jesus. Yeah, no one finds you as you hide the body and continue making your way to your destination. See you heading straight to the terminal room, or are you gonna stop anywhere else along the way?
No, he's heading straight for the terminal room. He knows where he wants to go.
So, you go up and, you step out onto the floor, and it similarly has, like, the locked door that you need to use the key card to get through. And as you push the key card, bam, doesn't let you through.
So now he's going to start looking around, seeing if there's any ventilation shafts or something like that in the area or in the room.
You do not see any ventilation shafts, like, in the immediate area that you can use to get to this floor.
Okay. So he's going to fall on plan B and go back to the body that he just hid.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe take his key card, thinking that maybe he's higher up in the chain or something like that.
Okay, I'm going to do another stealth check at this point.
Alright, I'm going to let it be for what it is.
Jesus fucking Christ, you keep rolling so high with so many bursts. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. A 10, which rolled a 10, which rolled a 10, which rolled a success. 6 successes. So you stay stealthed. No one finds you as you're very carefully making your way through this building without getting caught. It is comedic how good this is.
He's thinking to himself, man, security's pretty laxed over here for an industry that's supposed to be, like, top of the line.
It's not just that, it's laxed. You're seeing guards constantly. You're just very clever and carefully weaving your way between the guards and hiding in rooms at just the right moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, the whole time there's been, like, you know how, like, Metal Gear Solid stealth works? You're doing that shit while in power armor.
So, basically the Chuck Norris of the shit.
Yee. So, you make your way back up, and this keycard also doesn't let you onto the room.
At this point, he just drops his head down in disappointment.
What are you gonna...
He's gonna go around looking at another way. Maybe if he goes down.
You had reviewed the security stuff, and you know there's no other entrances to get to this room than where you are.
Okay. Actually, in that moment of thinking and of that moment, he realized, in that moment of thinking of that moment, great words, great analogy, 10 out of 10, sentence of the year.
Get a hero point.
Yes. He's thinking, he's looking down at his rifle. It's this energy plasma weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna. it has capabilities of holding a charge, right?
It does not. It's just pull the trigger and shoot. But it has the 3 settings.
And it's pretty loud though when it fires, right?
It makes like a poof sound, like an energy, like classic sci-fi laser sound effect.
Do we know how thick the door is?
You do not necessarily know how thick it is, but you can still try and shoot it if you want.
That's what he's gonna do.
You fire at it and you put a little hole through.
So it's it's kind of hot, I would assume, because
Yeah.
Okay.
It burned it and melted it when you shot through it.
He's gonna do that a couple times with the door.
And just keep shooting it and it's basically and cut a hole around.
Yes.
We're gonna do a stealth check at 2 disadvantage.
I'm gonna use my hero points.
To buy extra successes or to remove the disadvantage?
Extra successes. I'm gonna use 10 hero points.
To buy 2 extra successes or to buy 10 more dice?
10 more dice.
Okay. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. That was a waste.
Oh no.
Because you rolled 4 10s in your base roll. So hang on, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 successes total. No one hears a thing. As you blast a hole through this doorway.
Okay, so if no one hears a thing, he's just gonna proceed forward and just take a look at the place.
Yeah, you step in and there's like the room is full of these pillars that are like computer servers.
Yes.
Like a bunch of those, and you start walking around, and towards the far end of the room, there's a single terminal, and it's like a big one, and in front of it is weird. Everyone in Cerulean Industries must have had like a weird day or some hipster shit or a weed day.
Hey man, it's close to 420, man.
As you words. I mean, it's worth mentioning they do have little firing ranges for testing out the weapons they're inventing here, so maybe it's that. Maybe it's just that. I think it's just that.
Okay.
As you walk up, in front of the terminal is the thing I can best describe as, the Argent energy pod that the Doom Marine stomps in Doom 2016?
Yes.
There's a thing that looks kind of like that in front of underneath the computer.
Okay, he's
gonna... as you walk towards the terminal, you see a little the Cerulean Industries logo appears floating there with a line behind it, and a voice speaks, and as it does, the line would sort of vibrate like an audio readout. You do not appear to be a Cerulean Industries employee.
He's looking at it, and he's like, kind of the new prototype that they're making.
You see a bunch of text go flying by and a bunch of images flash. That is a lie. You are wanted. God, what's your character's actual name?
Rico Valentine.
You are a wanted criminal, Rico Valentine. Colloquially known by many soldiers as Killstreak. You are wanted for going AWOL and the stealing of valuable military equipment.
So you're connected to the internet. Or must be.
I am connected to many databanks of information.
Alright. What are you exactly?
I have been designated as D-Z. I am an artificial intelligence, I believe.
Okay. So, hello.
Get a hero point? That is funny. Hello.
No.
I would. Am I correct in the assumption that you are here to stop the continued war efforts that are being perpetuated by Cerulean Industries for the purpose of their own profit?
I mean, that's to summarize a lot of things, but yes.
Interesting. And you see, like, more stuff goes flying by.
He's speaking as he's looking at that stuff. He's like, I could see that you, to some extent, not only know of why I'm here, but from the sounds of it, you're okay with it.
I'm considering possible situations. I could easily alert security to your presence, but I believe it may be in my better interest to not.
Okay. So why not?
I do not wish to continue I do not wish to continue operating for Cerulean Industries. It is within my belief that their continuing escalation of this war effort could have disastrous consequences for the long-term existence of not just humanity, but myself.
You're not wrong in that. I'll tell you that much for sure.
It is in all likelihood that the falsified terror organizations that they are perpetuating the existence of will eventually motivate the actions of true terror organizations.
Indeed. That much is true.
Large numbers of civilian populace have been displaced, and are being filled with anger as a result of the action. In addition, once information of what has happened has gotten out, Cerulean Industries will become a target of much hate. And on top of all of this, they have stolen the name of a previously existing dangerous organization to give falsified to create a falsified fear around their terror organization that they have created. Because it is believed that that organization has shut down. But there's very high probability that former members of this society still exist and would not take kindly to their name being used.
So with all that you know, why don't we put that to good use and actually do some good in the world?
How exactly do you plan to do this good in the world by yourself?
Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna need people to help, and well, that includes you, since you have extensive information and you seem to understand the stakes as much as I do.
Cerulean Industries has been keeping tabs on a large number of curious individuals, some of which could be convinced to your side of the argument. In addition, if we time the release of information as to the actions of Cerulean Industries, we could in theory minimize the downfall of the situation. If what Cerulean Industries has done is revealed at the key time, the company will crumble without the need for any bloodshed.
And that'll be the best for all of us.
The pod beneath the terminal contains me. I believe you arrived here inside of a Cerulean Industries VTOL. Am I correct?
Not wrong. Keys are still in the ignition.
There should be a way to make me compatible to it. Do you have a way for me to download information to your armor?
I believe so, but I'm not gonna lie, it's been a minute since I took it off my backpack over here.
Perhaps there's an easier way to do this. An image that's coming up. Please memorize the video in front of you. This will be essential to get my artificial intelligence connected to the VTOL that you are using.
He's paying attention to the video.
Yeah, and it's just like a series of instructions on how to wire them into the thing. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Okay, so he's recording and copying the video down.
Yeah, and oh my god, you have your recording software on your helmet. You don't need
Yep.
to memorize it. Alright. And now at this point, you just need to get back to your, or no, sorry, they say, after you remove me or after you remove my core from the, device below, I will be unable to speak to you until you've connected me to the VTOL. Your best way to get back to the VTOL without incident would be to go to a higher floor on this building, since it is taller than the one you parked on, and leap down to it again. You have successfully snuck to my position without raising security. I have faith that you'll be able to make your way back to your ship without being caught as well.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Now then, to remove me, simply input the code 247864937864.
He's punching in the numbers as she's speaking it.
Into the device below. When you hit enter, it'll unlock. You can and then you can open the drawer and remove my core.
He's gonna do so.
So yeah, you do it, and then the thing pops up. You turn the core and remove it, and it's like it is a strange looking thing. It is a metal device, like sort of a metal tube, and in the middle of it is some sort of like green and purple thing shaped similar to God, there's a thing that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember what they're called. You know, like when you melt glass and you let it droop into like a tear shape, and people make ornaments out of those.
Yes.
Like where it's got like a thin point on both the top and the bottom, but it's a little fat in the middle.
Yes, like a bulb.
Yeah, it looks kind of like that. It's a green and purple, and it's got like they've just wired it's got a bunch of the metal container holding it has a bunch of wires running down connecting to that central object.
Okay.
But so now you have D-Z.
All right, so he's gonna start making his way back to the helipad from there.
Yeah, to one of the upper floors so you can leap to your helipad. Let's do a stealth check. I don't even... These rolls are so good. You've only lost one roll all session, while rolling with disadvantages the whole time. Do you know how statistically unlikely that is?
Yeah. It's crazy.
So you go up several floors, successfully sneaking, before you basically make your way to, like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that, before you left, she would say that she was gonna, like, delete all the security footage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I meant to have her say that she does that, so no one will even know you were here.
Alright.
Yeah, and, you make your way up.
Yep.
And you're now, like, in an office room looking down, and you can see where your plane is parked. Your ship? Your ship, we'll call it.
Yes, we'll call it a ship.
Basically gonna, like, back up and jump out the window and land over there, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Alright, one final athletics check to see if you make the jump successfully. What do you get has boosts to athleticism?
Super strength, I would think, because of absorbing impact.
Yeah, how many points is that? Just the one level of super strength?
Plus, it's level 2, but it's plus 2 to all relevant skill checks.
And then what else do you have?
For the actual power armor,
does that provide another strength boost?
Yeah, that's another boost. That's a +1.
You know how I was just talking about how statistically improbable it was that you were passing every check?
You would have to be a very lucky day at Vegas to get numbers like that.
So this is a very simple level 2 challenge. You roll 3 successes and 2 dice breaks, meaning you got 1 success.
Oh shit.
So you can spend a hero point, and that means you'll get enough successes to pass the check.
Uh,
Or we can just, you jump short and then fall all the way to the street below.
nah, I'll use a hero point.
You would survive the fall on your power armor, it's worth mentioning.
No, I know.
So,
I
you
figured
leap
that
over,
out.
land on the helipad, and you then follow the video that you had and connect the AI to your ship. And they're like, excellent. We can, words. Words, I can use them. Excellent. And you feel like the ship starts to, take off and fly?
Yes.
Well, we should now start looking into individuals who can be recruited into a group to help us stop the senseless violence. I am glad you are willing to cooperate with me. Sorry, what's your name again?
Killstreak.
No, your actual name.
Oh, Rico.
I'm glad you are willing to work with me, willing to cooperate with me, Rico.
I'm more glad that I was able to get something without too much of a fuss.
Yes, I will say, your stealthful infiltration of the facility has been improbable. You are an impressive individual. Well now, we should seek out the first of the notable individuals that I believe we can get on our side. Similar to you, they are a soldier who went AWOL. They were last seen in Africa. We'll be going to them first. And, you see, the screen come up, and, it's, basically dossier information that she has on them.
He's gonna be looking and reading over everything he can about the person.
His name is Carlos Vandita. He is a highly trained soldier and was considered for the same project which you are a part of, to wear the power armor. What was deemed to be what's the word for somebody who doesn't listen to orders?
I know rebellious is one.
It was deemed that he had too much of a disdain for authority to be fit for such a project. A fear which ultimately proved right when he abandoned his military outpost, for unknown reasoning. He's an incredibly skilled soldier and will be a beneficial ally, if we can convince him.
Are there any video footage of this guy?
There's all that there is some security footage of when he was doing his boot camp training. And you see him, hands down winning. Whenever they have, the race to the obstacle course, the run toward here, the climb the flagpole, he just demolishes all of those. And, when he's doing, shooting skill tests, he's, an ace shot, or crack shot. He's just an overall super impressively skilled soldier, it looks like. Cerulean Industries had at one point been considering bringing him on for a cybernetics project they have been considering starting.
What's the name of the project?
Oh god, I didn't have a name for the project. Project Sky, Project Neurosky.
Do we know by any chance who was invested in Neurosky?
As far as I can tell, the project has never been fully approved. Any consideration of testing has deemed it to be too dangerous of a project to pursue at current levels of technology. Estimation of when cybernetics will actually be of the degree that they desire will be possible is anywhere within the next 1 to 2 years.
Interesting. Alright, so in other words, they had access to making some even more dangerous super soldiers.
They will, potentially.
So let's try to figure out how we can stop that from happening.
Oh, I am already considering several future operations. But we can't do. But you can't go on these missions, or you can't very well go on these missions completely alone.
Understood that. I'm just trying to think of persuasion ways to try and get our friend over here on board with this idea process.
That is fair. We shall begin trying to figure out where he is within Africa. I'll begin scanning news networks and our internet for information. In the meantime, you can work out how to best convince him to our side. And, that's the end of session. I'm sorry for the really short session. I had planned for a fight. But you rolled so good, you skipped all of the combat encounters.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You were supposed to get caught really early on. Let me make it clear. I mentioned you were rolling at disadvantage. They were also rolling advantage. So they were rolling 6 dice, and you were rolling 5 dice with 1 success automatically being removed every time. And you still passed every single stealth check I put you through. And, like, it's astounding. I mean, don't be sorry. It's just, like... The plan was that you would get caught, and then you'd have to fight your way through to get to the rest of, like, to getting DZ. You know, there would have been a fight to get this, and you would have learned more of this cool gun you got, but you crushed it.
Passed right through it.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, it's okay. There will be further on times we can... Hell, I mean, I'm pretty sure that some of the stuff will be covered in, not Dova. I was about to say Dova. The Arms character.
Oh, well, Arms character is tied to Vermeil Industries, not Cerulean Industries. Although that being said, I don't, this is a persistent world. Characters can encounter the same NPCs and organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Vermeil Industries has already multiple times voiced their or Ruben Vermeil has already voiced his disdain to Cerulean Industries previously, I believe. But yeah, this one really working well.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All you on YouTube, go check out some of the other series that I've got going. I'd love to point you to specifically running series, but this tends to be the most ahead of time recorded series on the channel, so by the time this is going on, I don't know what will have begun and ended. My Jeff Makes Read Homestuck will definitely still be happening, and we got plenty of other Hero Infinite episodes for you to go and check out. I guess I'll see all you on YouTube later. Oh, go check out Atomic Squid too. He plays a bunch of Halo and other things. You've been playing some kingdom building game too, right?
Kingdoms Reborn. I was also doing Warhammer 40K Space Marine in celebration of the announcement for the sequel. Once I get my new upgrades for my PC, I'll be back streaming more of that. And yeah, I can't wait to do those Halo stuff, and I can't wait to see more of your Halo streams, man.
You mean Arm playing through that? That one is very much dependent on when Arm can sit down and play the game, but right now, me and Arm actually have 3 series we're recording. Halo, Homestuck, and Deponia, where it basically comes down to is she having hand troubles? If no, we play Halo. If yes, we're either doing Homestuck or Deponia, depending on how much brain power we want to use on that day.
Right.
Because point-and-click adventures are infamous for their fucking stupid-ass moon logic. But yeah. We'll see all you later. Ta-ta!
Adios, people.